Samantala, pagdiriwang ng Intellectual Property Month sa bansa ating tatalakayin kasama si Attorney Claire Capuchang, Deputy Director General ng Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. Attorney Capuchang, magandang tanghali po sa inyo.
Magandang tanghali po naman sa inyo at sa inyong mga nakikinig at nanonood.
Alright, Attorney Capuchang, Diane Kerr po ito with ASEC-WEN. Bilang pagdiriwang po ng National Intellectual Property Month ngayong Abril, paano po ninyo ipinaliliwanag sa publiko yung kahalagahan po ng intellectual property sa pang-araw-araw na buhay po ng mga Pilipino, ma'am?
Marami po tayong mga activities for Intellectual Property Month, and yung ating theme for this year, which is also an echo of the theme of the World Intellectual Property Organization, is IP and sports. So, ready, set, innovate. So, paano po namin pinapaliwanag yan? Doon sa aming social media, marami po kami mga ina-upload doon ng mga infographics, information, and we have awareness campaign through our Documentation Information Technology Transfer Bureau, as well as our IP Academy. Nagpa-participate din po kami doon sa mga activities ng aming tinatawag na mga Innovation at Technology Support offices. Those are the state universities and colleges and research institutions sa kanilang activities. For instance, doon sa De La Salle University na meron na isa sa ating very active na ITSO, yung kanilang mga IPiesta, and then yung kanilang research conference that's centering also on IP and sports that was held last week with research papers from students from all regions around the Philippines. Meron din po tayo today yung IP Forward sa Ateneo naman. So madami tayong activities na ganyan para aside from what we do virtually, so through our info sessions and going out to different state universities and colleges and LGUs, ay pinapalawak namin yung understanding ng why IP is important in sports. Kasi tayong mga Pilipino, mahilig tayo sa sports. It is also, aside from really developing not only awareness or yung wellness natin, yung health, kasi nakukuha din natin yan from sports. It's also yung nation building that is really inspired by how we rally behind our athletes po. So madami po tayong ginagawa.
Attorney Claire, ayon po sa report, tumaas ng 100% yung kaso ng counterfeiting at piracy noong pandemya. Ano na po yung kasalukuyang sitwasyon nito at paano ito tinutugunan ng IPO-PHL sa ngayon?
Very steady naman po yung efforts natin to be able to ensure that dun sa enforcement side, consistent and coupled with the awareness campaigns ay para hindi naman siya maging yung na mas lalong lalala. So last year, we had within the National Committee on Intellectual Property, so those 15 agencies of government, nakagkaroon din tayo ng seizures worth 30 billion pesos. So yun yung mga seizures ng counterfeit products. And yung atin pong efforts, nakikita naman natin, we know that we still need to work continuously to be able to curb yung proliferation of counterfeit products, but we have seen that even dun sa 301 report ng US Trade Representative's Office, wala na tayo dyan for the last 11 years, pati dun sa watch list ng European Union. So nakikita naman po na meron tayong ginagawa at pinapalawag pa namin sa IPO-PHL yung aming e-commerce memorandum of understanding, which already has more than 100 members. I think 118 members now. These are brand owners, chambers of commerce, and platforms. So doon meron silang code of practice at nagkakaroon ng fast lane. Pag kunyari, yung isang brand owner, alam niya na may nagkakaroon ng sale ng counterfeit products sa isang platform, ini-inform yung platform, mas mabilis yung action ng platform kasi may code of practice, at saka meron ding yung on the part of the platform, mas inaano din nila yung pag-vet nila ng sellers nila dun sa platform nila. So, to help curb yung sale of counterfeit products.
Well, kaugnay na rin po yun, sa gitna ng mabilis na pagbabago ng teknolohiya at pag-usbong nga po ng digital commerce, ano po yung pinakamalaking hamon na kinakaharap po ng intellectual property system sa bansa ngayon, Attorney?
Yes, as you had said, yung advancements in technology talaga has really made the problem of the sale of counterfeit goods really a much bigger problem. Kasi nga, madali silang magbenta, borderless na tayo, pwede online. At saka sa online, mabilis ding mawala yung seller, lalo na di ba, pag sinisingil na sila or may kaso na against them, may complaint na, pwede silang mag-hide na or they use another name. So medyo mahirap yung paghabol if you compare it to a physical store. So isa yan sa pinakamalaking challenge natin, yung proliferation of counterfeit products, as well as for creative goods. These are also yung piracy, yung illegal streaming of creative content. Very, very rampant din yan ngayon. So meron din po tayong, kahit wala pa tayong batas, so there is a voluntary mechanism, yung site blocking, na where we have through internet service providers who have voluntarily become part of that MOU together with the NTC. Pag may nakuha po kaming complaint from, for instance, a movie production outfit na may illegal streaming ng kanilang movie, tinitingnan ng aming intellectual Property Enforcement Office kung meron talagang kaso dyan, nire-refer na namin sa ISP, and of course the National Telecommunications Commission will now ask the ISP to take it down. So may mga ganyan po tayong arrangements.
So ma'am, ano naman po yung papel ng World Intellectual Property Organization sa paghubog ng mga polisiya at programa ng IPOPHL, lalo na dun sa pagdiriwang ngayon ng World Intellectual Property Day sa April 26?
Well, syempre we are a member of the World Intellectual Property Organization. But of course, IPOPHL as a government agency, meron tayong mga polisiya natin. Of course, we are working also under the WIPO for especially yung improving the intellectual property terrain through mga treaties and also other capacity building projects. So yung WIPO kasi meron sila every year to celebrate World Intellectual Property Day. Meron silang theme. So this year, ang pinili po nila is IP and sports kasi nakikita po nila yung kahalagahan ng sports. Ang sports kasi hindi lang yung kunyari yung identity ng athlete, no? So meron yung mga merchandising, may brands, but also meron din yung broadcast rights doon sa mga nagbo-broadcast ng mga sports events. So that is part of the entire ecosystem when you talk about IP in sports. So to increase yung pong ating awareness na IP is very much part of our everyday lives, and pag pinoprotektahan po natin ang IP, mas uusbong pa yung ating industriya. So, yung mga brand owners natin, maengganyo pa na malalago yung kanilang negosyo, yung ating mga athletes will be more motivated to also perform better kung hindi naman sila shortchanged. And of course, doon sa broadcasting, yun din yung ating tinitingnan kasi nga may mga rights dito.
Well, attorney, sa ngayon po, paano po ninyo hinihikayat yung mga maliliit naman na mga negosyante and even local creators na protektahan po yung kanilang mga inventions, yung kanilang mga brand, at yung kanilang pong mga likha?
Tayo po ay merong maraming awareness seminars, and of course meron po kaming mga regional desks. They're housed in in some of the DTI offices. So hindi naman sa lahat ng regions, pero meron kaming strategically placed na meron kaming help desk. At nagkakaroon yun ng mga info sessions. Meron din kaming tinatawag na incentive programs like Wanna Make a Mark. Ibig sabihin po yan, merong mga waiver of certain fees for women-led MSMEs for their trademark applications. Meron ding One for the World, now for design and patents. So these are for inventors, creators, waiver also of certain fees when they file for patent applications or industrial designs, mga dito sa opisina po natin. And of course, we work closely with the Department of Trade and Industry kasi meron din kami, kasi tinitingnan po talaga natin paano natin matutulungan yung ating micro, small, and medium enterprises. So, yung tinawag ko kaninang mga ITSOs, yung state universities and colleges, tinutulungan din kami because what they do is they conduct the awareness seminars for micro, small enterprises in their particular area. So, para matutulungan po lahat sa buong bansa.
Attorney, ano naman po yung naging papel ng yung contribution ng Innovation and Technology Support Office program sa pagpapalakas ng innovation sa bansa? Lalo na ngayon, napakarami ng produkto ng makabagong teknolohiya. Bahagi po ba niyan yung pagmamonitor din ninyo dun sa mga AI, paggamit ng AI?
Yung atin pong tinatawag na ITSOs, I would like to share lang po, no, na we are acknowledged as a leader doon sa ITSO network natin. Kaya this year, ASEAN hosting year, ang Philippines po ang chair ng Task Force on Technology and Innovation Support Centers here in ASEAN. So, paano nakakatulong yung mga ITSOs? Yung ITSOs kasi natin, these are the state colleges and even private universities as well as research institutions, natutulungan tayo because yung mga research, academic research ay nagiging technological outputs, no? So from the mind, ang nagagawa, nagiging produkto siya, yung proseso siya, and you could see from the statistics that itong ating mga ITSO, sila yung source ng more than 50% of our patent applications. So dun sa mga researches of faculty and even students in these ITSOs, nagkakaroon tayo ng more patent applications. Ano naman yung kahalagahan nun pag nakakaroon ng ganon? These would be products that would provide a technical solution to any area of human activity. So it could be something that will improve how we can save on energy, for instance, or on fuel. Yung mga tipo more efficient use of our very scarce resources. So yung ITSOs, nakakatulong sila doon kasi madaming researches na lumalabas sa kanila. So in the innovation ecosystem, we try to be able to ensure that what was first conceptualized in the mind, kasi sinasabi natin yung IP ay yamang isip, di po ba? Ang gusto natin, matutulungan sila na magiging commercialized yung kanilang invention para po mapapakinabangan nating lahat.
Alright, Attorney Claire, aside you mentioned yung focus sa IP on sports, ano pa po yung mga bagong priorities o direction ng IPOPhil o IPOPhil upang mas mapalakas po ang intellectual property system ng bansa?
Yung binanggit mo nyo pala kanina, Miss Diane, no? Yung on AI. Syempre, tinitingnan po natin yung AI. First, AI as a tool dun sa examination process po namin, like for processing trademarks and for prosecuting patents, for instance. Ginagamit na po natin yung AI dun sa ating search and examination procedures. So yung polisiya na yan para din dun sa aming frontline functions na magiging mas efficient. Pero there's also an aspect of AI na pinag-aaralan po natin ngayon kasi gusto po natin also yung policy on, tinatanong tayo lagi nito yung ownership pag ginagamit yung AI dun sa mga creatives, kunyari yung mga kunyari stories or or in novels, yung mga ganyan, or any creative content na gamit yung AI. So that is something that we are looking at, even at the WIPO level, may mga discussion tayo dyan. Pero syempre, pinag-aaralan na po natin. And at this time, ang masasabi ko po, pag purely AI, syempre, you cannot claim over that if you register. Kung talagang purely AI, kailangan gawa po ng tao kasi kaya nga sinasabi natin yamang isip. No? But yan, talagang pinaghahandaan din natin na even dun, again, dun sa examination stage, meron po kaming MOU with the DICT para yung examiners po namin mas maging better trained to look at applications, especially yung applications that would result to new apps, no? So kasi yung DICT po, sila yung may expertise, meron din po kaming tie up with them for them to be able to train our examiners.
Okay, Attorney, mensahe niyo na lang po sa ating mga kababayan ngayong National Intellectual Property Month tungkol sa papel ng innovation sa pagunlad ng ating ekonomiya.
Ito po yung aking message, no? Intellectual property, hindi po natin sometimes na-appreciate na it affects all of us. But by respecting intellectual property, we are all able to help inspire our creators, our inventors, to be able to create more. When they create more, meron tayong mga produkto that will provide solutions to problems in or areas that need a solution sa human activity. And when we are able to create more jobs from those inventions or creations that also succeed in the market. So in effect, magkakaroon yun ng economic growth, lahat yung inventors, pati yung magiging mga business sectors ay magkakaroon yun ng multiplier effect, uunlad po yung ating ekonomiya. And of course, what we would like to also say is that let us patronize authentic goods, yung galing talaga sa may-ari ng IP right, kasi as a consumer, mahalaga yan kasi kunyari kung medicine yan or cosmetics yan, gusto po natin galing siya sa legitimate source, the authentic source. Otherwise, baka meron niyang effect on your health and wellness. So, lahat-lahat po tayo sama-sama.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Attorney Claire Cabotsan, Deputy Director General ng Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. Thank you po, Attorney Claire.